35,040 hours is the amount of hours spanning from the last day of middle school to high school graduation. Although a considerable portion of these hours are dedicated to high school classes, the leftover time is placed into the hands of students to decide how they will make the most of the 35,040 hours given. Some may choose to spend this time working or sitting on the couch playing video games. Me, I chose to make the most of my high school through high school athletics and clubs. High school sports gave me the highs and lows of those 35,040 hours. I still remember the excitement I felt as I finished out my 8th grade year. The freedom of high school was before me, with multitudinous options for involvement in sports and activities. Because of training as a gymnast since I was 2 years old, it was a no-brainer for me to join the gymnastics team. Little did I know the impact that joining the high school gymnastics team would have on my life. In participating in gymnastics, cheerleading, and track and field, I gained life skills and memories that I will carry dear to my heart forever. Through adversities, I learned to persevere. Through celebrations, I learned to stay humble. Through failures, I learned to keep my head up. And most importantly, through my teammates, I learned to be a leader. As I complete my high school athletics career, I am changed for the better and hope that I made a difference in the lives of my teammates and acquaintances. High school can be a difficult period in life, discovering one's values and identities, as well as making a plan for the rest of life. Through all the hardships and confusion that can be devastating in high school, athletics helped me to pull through. I was able to forge my own path rather than fall into the shadow of others. Although high school athletics have brought me some of the best times of my life, my beloved sports have also brought me some of the worst times. Last track season, I began to freeze when I planted my pole before propelling my body over the bar. Each new day, I raced down the runway, willing myself to fly, only to be shocked when my mind failed my body. Some weeks, I glided over the wall, and some weeks, my mind threw me to the bottom. Regionals week came, along with immense pressure due to being ranked 4th in the state. It was at the moment which I had trained for all season that the wall hit hardest. I was unable to get into the air to even give myself a chance to qualify for state. This was a heartbreaking ending to track season. I laid down the pole, defeated, unsure if pole vault would be in my future. Track season transitioned to gymnastics season. I was adamant that the ending of track would not impact this sport. As my training accelerated in gymnastics, I was dumbfounded to find that my mind continued to play tricks on me. I had been a fearless athlete, unafraid to take risks. Now, I was apprehensive and all too aware of the threat of severe injury that was ever present. Despite this inner voice of trepidation, I continued the pursuit of new skills. Sadly, each time a feeling welled inside me. It was a panic that led to quickening of my breathing, widening of my eyes, and stopped me in my tracks. As I better communicated my experience, I was told that this mind block was better labeled as anxiety. High school sports introduced me to my worst enemy. With this realization, I became more determined than ever to outwit and outwork anxiety to finish strong. Anxiety is a daunting obstacle to overcome and requires patience and practice. Anxiety made me believe that details must be perfect to meet the standards that I set for myself. During the season, I was able to accept anxiety, forgive myself for having it, and use courage to control the effect. I learned to control what I could and release what was not within my power. High school athletics gave me an identity, taught me how to be a leader, showed me how to be humble in victory and persevere in defeat. Most importantly, high school athletics taught me to accept the hand I was dealt and overcome the odds. If it weren't for high school athletics, I would not know anxiety, but neither would I know my own strength to not let it control me. Leaderships, relationships, championships, and hardships were my experiences in high school athletics, accumulating in 35,040 hours of my life that were decidedly well spent.